from beginning to end, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is an onslaught of new ideas, characters, enemies, power-ups, and mechanics, all captured in the individual levels of the worlds. It feels like Nintendo has unleashed a decade's worth of creativity on a 2D franchise that, compared to its 3D counterpart, has played it too safe for too long. Forget the Mushroom Kingdom. After my experience with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, 2D Mario and friends belong in the Flower Kingdom from now on. This 2D Mario installment deviates from its predecessors, departing from the established elements and introducing fresh world themes. Each world contains its own unique captivating level designs, remarkable wonder effects, an engaging world map, and a diverse set of enemies. This game honestly rekindled the same magical emotions that I experienced when I first picked up a controller and played Super Mario World as a child, an experience that I once thought was impossible to replicate. I took the entire weekend off to 100% this game, and I actually did so successfully. Literally, I just finished the final challenge, which, I'm not gonna lie, took me a good day to at least master. The best part about these worlds and levels is that they can actually all be replayed in several different ways using the badges provided in-game. Each level also contains a wonder event, which I honestly don't even have the words to describe how amazing these all are. Combine this with the many new power-ups, with the elephant suit being the star of the show, the talking flowers that have so much hilarious dialogue, and all the enemies as well, and we have a world full of so much life. My enjoyment of this game comes full circle back to those captivating worlds and their intricate level design, as this is where the fun truly unfolds. This world is simply a playground for Mario and friends this time around. G'day folks, my name is Swiftjar. Hello. And it's probably clear by now the pure love I hold for this game, and every single world in my opinion is amazing. But the burning question does remain, which one stands as my absolute favorite? So go ahead, grab a cup of coffee or a drink of your choice, and join me on this adventure as we delve into my rankings of each world in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. A quick disclaimer before we kick things off. Please be warned that this video will of course contain spoilers, so if you don't want any spoilers, please click off this video right now. With that warning out of the way, Super Mario Bros. Wonder contains 7 unique worlds, or technically 8 if you consider Petal Islands as a world, which we actually will be for this ranking. Let's briefly list all the worlds so you know what we're working with. World 1 is Pipe Rock Plateau, World 2 is Fluff Puff Peaks, World 3 is Shining Falls, World 4 is Sunbaked Desert, World 5 is Fungi Mines, and World 6 is Deep Magma Bog. There is also a secret world titled the Special World. And as mentioned, I will be considering the Petal Isles as a world as well. Again, I have to stress, I love every single world in this game. This list is just my own individual preference of the worlds. It's kind of like pizza. Every ingredient is nice on its own, but when you put them together as a whole, it is a lot better. Minus the pineapples, of course. Thankfully though, there are no pineapples on this pizza in terms of the worlds. Minus the boss fights once again. Alright, let's cut straight to the chase and dive right into our ranking. Starting with the 8th spot, here we have World 3 Shining Falls. As the name suggests, waterfalls take center stage in this world. However, what sets it apart is the striking contrast it offers compared to the other water-themed levels in this game, and even the history of the 2D Mario franchise. This world is simply unique. Containing golden waters and a reddish earth, there's an unusual sort of beauty to this almost alien environment. Every level in this world uses this backdrop, granted with very different lighting mechanics. It almost looks more cave-like rather than water-like. But Shining Falls is not just about aesthetics, it's also a showcase of very intriguing geometry. It has diamonds making up many of the environmental textures. The backgrounds in particular feature isometric images of waterfalls that look to be made out of even cubic blocks, and thanks to the angle of display, it has a diamond shape. Something that I really loved about this chapter of the story is that the game deviates from the standard find the world's castle, fight a boss, and reclaim it as your own. Immediately as you enter this world, you're greeted by Master Poplin, where he informs you in order to get the royal seed located at the top of the waterfalls, Mario and friends must take on a variety of trials as only those who overcome them can claim the royal seed. There's no real threat here, it's kind of nice. This world just feels like an ancient temple, almost where Poplin gods once lived. I personally love how as you progress through the world, this plays into the story, with Master Poplum congratulating you upon finishing levels, or should I say trials. Speaking of the levels, they are done fantastic in this world. Aside from the world's atmospheric design, the highlights for me were the introduction of brand new enemies and wonder effects, which is honestly something I can say for every single world. The Hoppy Cat enemy in particular really stood out to me, featuring in several different levels, utilized in different ways, and they even have a supersized form as part of a wonder effect, and you can even be one as well as part of a wonder effect. Probably my favorite level from this world was the Sharp Trial, Launch to Victory. The reason that this was my favorite level from the bunch was because you get to use the Hoppy Cat as a weapon. Every time you jump, you shoot out a Hoppy Cat with spikes. This is pretty cool. Despite the absence of a boss fight in this world, it didn't diminish the overall experience. The only complaint that I can kind of find is that the world is kind of on the shorter side. I just honestly prefer the other worlds, which all contain a bit more variety in the theming of the levels. Not just the almost same backdrop, but they at least have different lighting in the backgrounds, which make it a lot nicer to go through. Shining Falls, in my opinion, remains as a fantastic world in this game, and I look forward to playing it again. Moving into the 7th spot, we have the Special World. Just like in previous Mario games, there is a tough special world hidden in the game. There are 7 standard special world levels, and 3 more to unlock after completing these 7, making it a total of 10, all containing a 5-star difficulty. What makes this world especially unique is that there are 7 multiple entrances, and all these entrances contain 1 level. Once completing each level, you are granted a pathway to the center, but you can't access the other levels from here. I thought this was extremely cool. Each entrance can be found in the 6 standard worlds as well as the Petal Isles. In order to unlock them, you'll need to find secret exits or revisit familiar locations. I really like this, as it requires you to actually explore the world and not just rush through the main story. The special world itself is pretty bland, but it is designed to test the player's skill. The final test is one of the hardest 2D stages Nintendo have thrown at fans in decades, hands down. This was the final challenge in the game, meaning I've now done everything in this game 100%. Yep, every purple coin, every Wonder Seed, every standee, every top of flagpole, etc., all in one weekend. The reward? It actually is kind of worth it. I'm just happy they gave us something fun, unlike the 2 Zelda games on the Switch, which literally gave us a piece of poop. In my personal opinion, this world could have benefited a bit more if it included some more unique NPCs to chat with and containing a little bit more exploration. However, the variety of the theming from each level was pretty darn cool. The personal highlight for me is the final challenge, just due to its sheer difficulty. Also, completing a level as a Goomba was pretty fun, and racing against the clock in the ultimate platforming adventure was pretty cool. As a post-game adventure, this world is absolutely epic, and I can't wait to play these levels again. Coming in hot in the 6th spot, we have World 6 Deep Magma Bog. As expected from the final world of a Mario game, the final world, Deep Magma Bog, is a fiery danger zone. Within the world, there are deadly pools of magma placed underneath parts of this world, while more solid ground can still feature blocks that can heat up to deal damage. Accompanying the Deep Magma Bog's environmental hazards are an extra heaping of enemies that can toss flames Mario's way, making this area the definition of a scorcher. Thankfully, some levels contain pots of water which can help, but with all the obstacles and deep pools of lava, these levels definitely present a difficult challenge. The overall world theme here just being lava is kind of average, especially after getting to experience all the worlds that came before it. Going back to that standard final world lava is just a bit of a fall from grace. However, the reason I have it in the 6th spot and not any lower is because the level design here and the sheer quantity of levels is fantastic. Getting to the secret world location in this world was also epic, and some of those darn challenging badges were also really fun. Alright, back onto the ranking. After working through the first world and the early sections of the Petal Isles, Super Mario Bros. Wonder presents you with World 2, Fluff Puff Peaks, which takes the 5th spot in my ranking. In typical fashion for Super Mario Bros. Wonder, it presents what would be a normal world style for a Mario game and gives it a twist. For this world, it is a version of a standard Mario snow themed world, only the further up you get, the more it becomes a sky themed world. The first part of this world features sliding action and beautiful background art, with snowmen and coloured lights offering a wintry cheer. The second part of this world might be equally as cozy for anyone without a fear of heights, as the pink clouds and the soft skies have a very strong cotton candy appeal. Much like the worlds I've talked about that have come before this world has some amazing levels. Condarts Away really stood out to me. The Condarts may seem to be quite a simple enemy at the start of Condarts Away, but the way you interact with this aggressive enemy definitely grows in complexity throughout the levels. Another highlight for me was the Fluffpuff Peaks Palace. The Wonder Seed transformation into the extended character and the silhouette really makes this castle stand out. And the final fight with Bowser Jr. is a much bigger challenge than the first one. I also really love the jump level, as it was pretty challenging for World 2, and I'm all about this. Much like the other parts of the game as I mentioned before, the enemies here are just as amazing. You of course have the melon plants, the condarts, and the list just goes on and on. This world is simply incredible from start to finish, and I could definitely see this being some people's favourite. Alright, now that we're halfway through the ranking, I want to invite you personally to subscribe to this channel. It honestly helps out a lot, and by doing so, you'll even be part of our giveaway down in the pinned comment below. In that pinned comment, you can also find your invitation to the Swift Cafe Discord, where you can chat with me and Mario fans 24/7. I hope to see you there. Heading on over to spot 4, we have World 5 Fungi Mines. Breaking away from tradition, the forest area in Super Mario Bros. Wonder is not composed of trees, but instead overgrown mushrooms, really creating the unique world known as Fungi Mines. Giant mushrooms have always been a staple in Mario games, but their immense size and the background art in this world really give them an intriguing and slightly surreal quality that serves really well for platforming. The eerie glowing liquid beneath these mushrooms also just adds an extra layer of beauty and danger to the environment. Much like World 3, World 5 also deviates from the typical formula of finding the level castle, defeating the boss, and reclaiming it as your own. Fungi Mines presents us with gloomy woods, swamps, and treacherous slimy ruins underground, all where poplins mine. Some levels in particular even hide behind the thick forest fog in the world map, really just adding to that sense of mystery and adventure. I really like how the name is Fungi Mines, and the mines are actually integral to the world's story. When you enter the world, you're not greeted by a poplin in the poplin house like normal, but instead, you find a note directing you to the bridge. Here you meet the loyal poplin, who informs you that his friends ventured deep into the mines to obtain a seed for Prince Florian, but unfortunately they got stuck. And you guessed it, it becomes our task to save them. This character arc in a 2D Mario game is truly exceptional. This world had a significant impact on me. I'm a big fan of forest levels in 2D Mario games, with the Forest of Illusion from Super Mario World being my personal favourite. Fungi Mines, in my opinion, serves as a haunted forest, especially with levels like Upshroom Downshroom, which really set a fantastic scene. The transition in this level from a bright autumn day with pumpkins to then a nighttime scene complete with jack-o'-lanterns during the Wonder event is extremely reminiscent of Halloween night. The music here further enhances this spooky atmosphere. It is honestly the perfect opening to this world. All the Poison Forest levels are equally as haunting, and the ghost house with King Boo as the Wonder effect set to a musical theme really adds to the eerie ambience. Speaking of music, the break time trotting piranha plants is simply amazing, especially with the Super Mario Bros. 3 music. Once again, there's also so many unique enemies in this world. I'm actually seriously considering making a separate video on them all. Just know that I see them all and they make the atmosphere so much better. I'm a big fan and I love this world. Now it's time to round up my top 3. Kicking off our top 3 with third spot, we have Petal Isles. The Petal Isles sit at the center of the Flower Kingdom. They consist of a variety of small islands. The Petal Isles offer an unusual amount of variety within one distinct area. This world most specifically is home to water levels, which, despite Mario's much better than average track record, will always be a somewhat divisive offering. In Mario Wonder though, these water zones provide a chance to experiment with a new badge. This badge badge known as Dolphin Kick allows Mario and friends to swim faster and break rocks in new ways, making these water levels a lot more enjoyable this time around. An even more classic element of the Petal Isles is the inclusion of caves, which go all the way back to the original Super Mario Bros. Even though the Flower Kingdom is a major shake-up from Mario's familiar home of the Mushroom Kingdom, these environments show that they're not so alien after all. But what truly stands out is that the Petal Isles doesn't just limit you to these themes. Beyond World 4, right on the outskirts of World 5, you're actually introduced to some of my all-time favourite level themes in this game. I'm specifically referring to the levels Nasha Lair and More Mouthful. These levels give an almost candy-like appearance, and the fact that they're still part of the Petal Isles really adds to their charm. More Mouthful in particular is my personal favourite. This is thanks to the introduction of Mormors, who are creatures that can stretch out to eat you alongside the snail-like new additions. What makes the Petal Isles rank so high for me is the departure from the usual cohesion seen in Mario worlds. This unique diversity makes them stand out in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I mean, there's even Muncher Fields, which is right before you enter World 6, and this again offers a completely different thematic location, and seeing Bowser's castle in the background is pretty daunting. It's quite funny. When I first entered the Petal Isles, I wasn't too big of a fan due to all the water levels, but after actually playing the water levels and using that new water badge, I honestly really like them all. I also like how the final boss fight actually takes place in the Petal Isles, and the Petal Isles itself offers some diversity in which direction you want to go in terms of worlds. Alright, back to the ranking. Super Mario Bros. Wonder makes a very strong start with some of its most engaging levels nestled in its very first world. Yep, you guessed it, Pipe Rock Plateau takes my number 2 spot on this list. This world is where the adventure of Super Mario Bros. Wonder begins, and it introduces some exciting new elements to the long-running series, such as the Wonder Seeds, Elephant Fruit, and the various badges you can equip. This is the perfect way to kick off a 2D Mario game. Despite being set in a new kingdom, the landscape still features some familiar green hills and is home to classic foes like Goombas, as well as introducing some new ones, including those sheep-like enemies, long bitty bugs, and my favorite being skedaddlers, and so many more. I simply love how this world didn't feel like a tutorial at all. What really caught my attention of this world was how the level theming evolves throughout the world. You start with the hills, then venture into a forest with pipes, encounter even more rocky backgrounds, autumn trees, underground segments, and you even cap it off with a castle. The diversity within this world is truly remarkable. It is important to note that not all the levels are created equal though. There are obviously going to be the basic introductory levels like Welcome to the Flower Kingdom, but it really shows its uniqueness in the next level being Piranha Plants on a Parade. This level features marching piranha plants after grabbing the Wonder Flower, really demonstrating the game's creativity. Roller Cooper Derby is another charming level and one of my favorites, where you race around and dodge skating Koopas. Almost every level in this world offers some amazing Wonder events, but discussing them all would take too long. Just know they are all fantastic. Overall, Pipe Rock Plateau sets the stage for the entire game, and it showcases the game's brilliance just perfect. And that's without me even mentioning the Wiggler Race or even the Wonder Tokens tunes. And this takes us on into our number 1 spot. If you've kept up with the video so far, you will know that the only world we haven't discussed yet is our number 1 spot, being World 4 Sun-Baked Desert. The aim of this chapter is to stop a greedy Bowser Jr., who apparently stole all the water from the land. Sun-Baked Desert is an arid desert with white sands and a large fortress. This contains, in my opinion, the best open world segment in this game. Some levels in the open world are mirages that the players must walk close to in order to reveal, and others are just simply covered in sand that the player must run into to remove, revealing the level. This open world even contains a puzzle where the player must stand on 3 buttons with a question mark block to open a door leading to an optional level. There's even a hidden shop in this world, and this world is simply just massive, containing 21 levels, and in my opinion, it doesn't drop the quality for quantity. There are several standout levels in this world. Ninja Jump Party in particular was hilarious, especially timing the jumps in order to keep the music pumping whilst navigating the obstacles. The Color Switch Dungeon just felt like you were navigating an ancient temple with a beautiful desert starry sky in the background. Rolling Ball Hole felt like I was in an actual ancient pyramid of some sort, and I even accidentally traversed it the wrong way, which did lead to some pretty funny dialogue from the talking flowers. All the background themes in this world were just as epic. And I have to shout out the Mumsies, who are arguably my favourite new enemy in this game. I also love the break time, bouncy tunes little level with the Mario Sunshine music. It was pretty cool. This world is just fantastic from start to finish, and it's just capped off with the Desert Palace. Overall, this is my favourite world in the game by a country mile. Just by simply talking about this world in this video, I actually want to go and start this game all over again. And with that, these were my rankings of Super Mario Bros. Wonder's worlds. As mentioned at the start, I do love them all. But what are your rankings of the worlds? Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. Overall, take this video as my review of this game. I loved every second playing this, with the only slight criticism that I can find being the boss battles. But I can hardly complain about that, as there's so many little small details in this game that I absolutely adore. If you enjoyed this video, it'd be much appreciated if you could leave a like and subscribe.
Thank you!
It honestly helps out the channel a lot. I do plan on eventually making some more Mario Bros. Wonder content, but I may have to wait a little bit if I don't get too caught up in Mario Kart's Wave 6 when it eventually gets announced, which it might be already announced by the time I upload this. Finally, a massive shout out goes to all of our members. You are all absolute legends, and you inspire me to always make the best possible content that I'm capable of. Until next time, take care and goodbye.